Welcome, bienvenue, bienvenidos from around the world to the 68th meeting of the American Society of Topical Medicine and Hygiene. My name is Dan Bausch. I'm your scientific program chair. I want to offer a special welcome to people who have come from overseas. We know that it takes a lot of effort and logistically and economically to get here. We're certainly very happy to have you. Also, a special welcome to trainees and students and those of you for whom this is your first meeting. Together, over the next 4 days, there'll be about 5,000 people here from over 100 countries for what I dare say it will be another excellent program, whether you're into malaria or neglected tropical diseases or whatever your thing, from Ebola to public health and global health. I really feel that you'll find something that educates you and entertains you over the next 4 days. I'll also ask you that when you go home, tell people about the meeting. We know there's a lot of people who couldn't come for various logistical reasons from the United States, from overseas, and we certainly want to reach out to them and know that from the program committee that we're also figuring out how to increase our digital reach and to get to populations that won't be able to attend an annual meeting. We have a small surprise tonight. Around 20 years ago, there was a young guy who won a Young Investigator Award. And that young guy now we call Director General Tedros of the World Health Organization. And he couldn't be here tonight, but kindly agreed to offer a short video welcome, and so we'll watch that now.
Dr. John, Dr. Bremen, dear colleagues and friends, 20 years ago, I had the honor of receiving a Young Investigator Award from the American Society of Tropical Medicine and Hygiene. And you can imagine how happy and thrilled I was. I was and am still so grateful for your support for my career in public health. It has worked out pretty well so far. Today, some of you have received the same award, and I would like to say congratulations. We have come so far in the past 20 years. Malaria deaths have halved. We have an Ebola vaccine which is 97% effective, and there are many other achievements to celebrate. But there is still so much to be done, not only in science laboratories, but outside of them too. Universal health coverage built on strong primary health care is the foundation that supports our shared vision for a world free of tropical infectious diseases. The American Society of Tropical Medicine and Hygiene is playing a vital role in our collective efforts to prevent the suffering and death caused by malaria, cholera, yellow fever, and other tropical diseases. Conferences like this are essential for advancing the science and research we need to save lives. WHO is committed to working with all of you to make that vision a reality. I thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tedros. And for the present Young Investigator awardees in the room, you can see what awaits you. Before I close, I'd like to just thank, there's too many people to name, but first of all, thank the program. We see this as a meeting of 4 days, but I can tell you the program committee and the people who put the efforts into this, including all the FASTMH support staff, they're working year-round. Still, after this meeting ends, they'll take a month or so break and then start putting it all together for next year, and it's an incredible effort, so I want to thank all the people who put that effort in. And then need to also thank our sponsors and our supporters. And so I'll name them: the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Abbott, Takeda, GSK, Bavarian Nordic, Celgene, Integram Scientific, Vulcan, Plus NTDs, and Elsevier. And then also our supporters, our Burroughs Wellcome Fund, Roche, and Yamet. So thank you very much for the support. We couldn't have this meeting without you. And then lastly, I want to encourage you to go to the exhibit hall where you see a lot of interesting things, a lot of support that we received from different groups there. And you can start off that visit to the exhibit hall with the reception that will follow immediately after this event. So thanks very much. Have a great meeting. I'll pass it over to FASTMH President Chandy John.
It's kind of disorienting to have this big head of me on either side. Kind of ignore that. We'll move on. Thank you, Dan. I want to thank you and Stephanie for your leadership in putting this program together, and all the members of our scientific program committee who've done such a great job. I think you'll really enjoy the program this year. I also want to thank our FASTMH staff. They make this possible every year, whether we're in New Orleans or DC or outside of the US, as next year we'll be in Toronto. Our staff does the work that pulls us together, and they're the hardest working and most wonderful staff of any group in the United States. I say that without hesitation. So I want to thank them by name because you may not see them all, but they're working for you. Our CEO, of course, who many of you know, Karen Goroleski, Steve Kroll, Lynn Maddox, Yvonne Aiken, Judy Diacetis, Doug Dusick, Buffy Finn, Rebecca Hamill, Brenda Howe, Allison Jabe, Lynn Maddox, Lynn again, well, she organized the meeting, she gets 2 mentions, Miranda Rogliano, Rhonda Schultz, and Kathy Siegel. Please join me in applauding them. So welcome to our annual meeting 2019. We welcome everyone, and I do mean everyone. This graphic that you see behind me, the design, is a profile of individuals of different shapes, colors, ethnicities, gender, with feminine and masculine characteristics, and the reflection, it's supposed to be a reflection of the society's goal of inclusion. We passed a Code of Inclusion and Respect last year that was approved unanimously by the board, and as stated in that policy, we're an international society that's committed to equity. We have a diverse membership from more than 115 countries, and a commitment to an open exchange of ideas, freedom of thought and expression, and productive scientific debate, all of which is central to our core mission. If you look around you at tonight's audience, you'll see, or in the scientific sessions and symposia that you attend, or in the receptions or side meetings, you'll see and experience respect and inclusion in real time among scientific professionals that are engaged in a united commitment to make this world a better place, which is why I'm proud to be up here on the stage as Society President for this year and to call FASTMH my professional home. I also want to mention up front a topic of great importance that the Society takes very seriously, which is climate change. A meeting like TropMed19 is an important opportunity to share scientific results, and it's important often for us to meet in person, but an unintended consequence is the substantial carbon footprint that the travel involved takes. I believe, and I think most of you would agree, that climate change is the most important issue facing our generation. You're going to see more information on the FASTMH blog about FASTMH and this meeting center and the work they're doing to reduce our carbon footprint. Some of you also saw from our Twitter account that I've encouraged donating to carbon offsets to offset the contribution of your travel to this meeting. There were links that tell you how you can do that, and I hope that some of you do that, and or most of you do that. And please know that FASTMH is working in multiple different ways to consider how we can decrease the carbon footprint of this meeting and of our work in general.